Michael Corleone's psychological journey in The Godfather is not merely a transformation from innocence to corruption. It is a slow, internal collapse disguised as strength. At the beginning of the story, Michael represents distance. He stands apart from his family's criminal empire, physically and emotionally. He wears a military uniform, dates an outsider, and speaks about his father's business as if it were someone else's story. This separation is not accidental. It is psychological self-protection. Michael wants to believe he exists outside the Corleone gravity. He wants to define himself through honor, service, and individuality. Yet beneath this controlled exterior lives a deeply loyal son, shaped by a powerful patriarchal shadow. Vito Corleone is not just Michael's father. He is an archetype of authority, safety, and silent dominance. Michael grows up observing power exercised through calm restraint rather than emotional chaos. This becomes foundational to his personality. Even before violence touches him directly, Michael has already learned that strength means emotional containment. The turning point comes when his father is shot. Trauma enters Michael's life not as chaos, but as obligation. His identity fractures. The boy who wanted a normal life is replaced by a son who feels responsible for restoring balance. This moment activates a dormant psychological structure, protector mode. Michael doesn't enter violence through rage. He enters through duty. This is crucial. His descent is not impulsive, it is calculated. Michael's first kill is not just a plot device. It is the birth of a new self. The restaurant assassination is a ritual of psychological initiation. His hesitation beforehand shows internal conflict, but once the act is complete, something irreversible happens. He does not break down afterward. He adapts. This is dissociation. Michael learns to compartmentalize emotion and action. From this point forward, violence becomes functional rather than emotional. Exile in Sicily deepens this psychological shift. Away from America, Michael experiences love with Apollonia. But even this relationship feels fragile, temporary, dreamlike. His emotional life exists in a suspended state. When Apollonia is killed, the trauma does not explode outward. It implodes inward. Michael does not grieve openly. Instead, he seals off another chamber of his emotional world. Each loss teaches him the same lesson. Attachment leads to vulnerability. By the time Michael returns to America, he is no longer seeking escape from the family business. He is preparing to inherit it. Michael's leadership style differs sharply from his father's. Vito ruled through relationships. Michael rules through control. Where Vito built loyalty through empathy, Michael builds obedience through fear. This is not because Michael is cruel by nature. It is because trauma has taught him that unpredictability is dangerous. He replaces emotional connection with strategic dominance. His marriage to Kay represents his final attempt at normalcy. Kay symbolizes the life Michael once wanted: honesty, family, transparency. But Michael cannot coexist with truth anymore. His internal world is built on secrecy. Every lie he tells Kay is not just deception, it is psychological defense. He cannot allow anyone full access to his mind, because vulnerability now equals risk. Michael's silence becomes his defining trait. He speaks less as he gains power. His face grows colder. His eyes carry weight rather than warmth. This is emotional flattening. a classic trauma response. The more responsibility he carries, the less emotion he allows himself to feel. He is not becoming less human. He is surviving by narrowing his emotional bandwidth. Power, for Michael, is not pleasure, it is armor. The baptism sequence perfectly captures Michael's split psyche. As he renounces Satan and church, his enemies are murdered across the city. This juxtaposition is not irony, it is psychology. Michael has fully separated moral language from moral action. He can perform righteousness while orchestrating slaughter. His conscience no longer operates through empathy. It operates through logic. Perhaps the most devastating moment in Michael's arc is his betrayal of Fredo. Fredo is not just a brother. He represents weakness, insecurity, and emotional need, qualities Michael has trained himself to despise. Fredo's betrayal wounds Michael not because of political danger, but because it confirms Michael's deepest belief that love makes you vulnerable. Ordering Fredo's death is not an act of anger. It is an act of psychological sterilization. Michael removes the last emotional liability in his world. After this, there is no one left who knows him as a child. Michael's tragedy is that he achieves everything he sets out to accomplish. He becomes the most powerful Don. He eliminates all threats. He builds an empire. Yet internally, he becomes hollow. His victories cost him his soul, his marriage, his children's emotional closeness, and ultimately, his sense of self. By the later films, Michael exists in a state of chronic isolation. He is surrounded by people, but internally alone. He cannot connect, cannot forgive himself, and cannot undo what he has become. His power traps him inside a fortress of his own making. Michael Corleone is not a villain in the traditional sense. He is a study in how trauma, loyalty, and responsibility can slowly erode identity. He begins as a man who wants to be good, and ends as a man who only knows how to be in control. His story is not about crime. It is about emotional extinction. Michael does not lose his humanity in one dramatic moment. He loses it gradually, choice by choice, silence by silence, until the man who once said, "That's my family, Kay, not me," becomes the very embodiment of everything he tried to escape. And that is what makes Michael Corleone one of cinema's most psychologically devastating characters.